I love that idea of just people feeling empowered from going from a customer to investor. And I'm really thankful at eToro, people can invest with just $10.
Andrew, it's wonderful to have you on Floor Talk here at NYSE International Day.
Yeah, thanks so much for the opportunity. Love being at the New York Stock Exchange. Have to say, yesterday at the trading floor, I loved it because I think it is the one place in the world that is just as loud as my house. So I feel right at home here and glad to be here. So thank you so much.
Andrew, financial accessibility and education is paramount to eToro's values. As a fintech leader and a father of 4, how do you plan to teach your kids about finance and investing?
Yeah, great question. So eToro, we strive to have a retail trading platform that is easy to use, to understand, that customers use it and they feel empowered and encouraged and excited. And we love to have creativity everywhere. And I take those exact same principles when I talk to my kids, whether we're at Chipotle or we're watching Disney Plus or we're at the Nike store. I love telling them we are actually teeny tiny owners of these companies. These are our companies and they get excited, their eyes light up. And I love that idea of just people feeling empowered from going from a customer to investor. And I'm really thankful at eToro, people can invest with just $10 to invest in the companies they love. And so these same kind of ideas I use with my kids are applicable to our own customer base. Let's try to make investing accessible, but also engaging and fun and empowering.
Now, eToro recently released the findings from the Retail Investor Beat Survey. What are some of the trends that you're seeing in the retail investor group?
Yeah, so the Retail Investor Beat is a quarterly survey that we look at retail investors and try to get that behind the scenes look at what they're thinking about, whether it's their portfolios, financial markets, or the big newsworthy headline events. And it should come as no surprise because as you see in all the news headlines, it's all about the presidential election. As we see on our Instagram pages or Facebook feeds, it's presidential election all the time. So it's no surprise that we also ask investors about that topic in the latest survey. Some pretty interesting results. So just like in the US, we see a pretty evenly divided country politically. Retail investors are reacting the same way in like a 50-50 manner. About 50% of customers and retail investors, they're going to wait and see what happens with the election. And, we'll see what happens on election night, and then we'll adjust our portfolios and make different investment choices. But then the other half, they're taking action now based on what they think will happen in early November. And so it's very interesting to see. And I think what I find most fascinating and kind of cool because it defies some stereotype is it's actually the younger investors who are more proactive. So Generation Z, the millennials, which I'm barely in that category at this point, but these younger investors are actually proactive at this point. And about half of Gen Z investors are buying stocks now in anticipation of what may happen in November with the election. And so regardless of what happens with the election, regardless of political beliefs, I think it's super cool to see young investors being engaged, being proactive, and taking steps now and thinking about how these big events will affect their personal lives and also their portfolios.
Now, you've recently taken on the role as head of eToro US. What can we expect to see from eToro into 2025?
So eToro has a long history of making capital markets accessible for retail investors around the globe. And innovation is always our heartbeat, and it's deep in our DNA, and that's certainly the case for eToro US today, in 2025, and as Buzz Lightyear says, to infinity and beyond. So we love having a platform where investors have a lot of choice and a lot of freedom, so they can invest in stocks, ETFs, options, cryptocurrencies, and even earn interest on cash. So we are proud of those wide variety of trading features, but even more so, we're proud of the educational resources and tools we make available to our customers. So we have tons of news articles, social commentary, risk scores. We even have demo accounts where people can practice trading without putting real money at risk. So we're really proud of this abundance of resources. So we have all these trading features and educational resources. We want to go all ahead on both of those categories, release new features, make existing features better, and just empowering investors with more information and more tools, because that's our passion. We want to empower investors through education and practice also, and just give people the freedom to invest how they wish, when they wish, and we'll give them the resources to do so. And those kind of principles are what guide us every single day.
All right, well, Andrew, congratulations on your new role, and thank you for joining me on Floor Talk today. It's been great to talk with you.
Yeah, thanks so much again, Judy.